Hello humans, Master Dinnerflex here, bringing you the low quality content you deserve, and today I am going to be going over the most fire Splight combo you have ever seen. You'll see what I mean, but basically, I wanted to get this out there first, that a lot of people misinterpret what this Tier 0 Splight deck is. It is not one deck. What Splight is showing itself to be is a Mod Podge of different types of rank 2 engines, whether it be for Fibrax, for Toad, for Twins, for whatever. All of it's just grouped into the Splight deck because there's so many different variations, and even if there's a best build, it's not always the best for any given meta call. So when you're looking at like this massive representation of Splight, do understand you are kind of looking at several different decks that are just encompassed in Splight. Almost like the very beginning of Zoo, where it wasn't actually that common that a just standalone Zoo nothing else deck was actually happening. It was a Zoo variant of some kind. And that's kind of what we're seeing with Splight in the OCG. Now, I think by the time we get it, it'll be so honed by the best few versions that we'll have a better idea. But to demonstrate how, like, incredibly flexible the Splites are, I'm showing off this combo. Yeah, let's get into it. So what we need is Splight Starter, and specifically one of two combo pieces. I've kept set face down right now, because it can come in many different variations, but it needs to be a kind of specific card, but it is very searchable, so you only need one half of it. So let's go ahead and start. We will go ahead and activate Splight Starter, which will get blue out of our deck, which on summon will search Jet, which we can then special summon that Jet to then search another Splight Starter. Next, we're going to overlay both of them for Gigantic, and Gigantic we will go ahead and activate while being totally Nibiru-proof. That'll be fine, but also keep in mind, this entire turn, we can only special summon level 2s, rank 2s, and link 2s. So we are very restricted. Now, how could this combo possibly be insane? So we're going to go ahead with Gigantic Splight, and we're going to summon Diviner of the Herald. And on its summon, we're going to activate its effect to dump a fairy from our extra deck to the graveyard, which will be Arclight. Now, you might know where this is going. If I need one of two pieces and I just sent an Arclight, you can bet your ass I'm ritual summoning. So, with this Herald of the Arclight, I'm going to search one of the pieces I need, which is Rebirth of Nephthys. And this card is searchable with Prep, Pre-Prep, and many other Nephthys cards. So it's incredibly searchable. So what is the other piece you need, you might ask? Well, it's right here, which is also incredibly searchable with Prep and other things. Like, the Diviner can search this instead. And it is Conductor of Nephthys. So now, we have everything we need to Ritual Summon. We have our Nephthys Ritual, and a level 6 Tribute Fodder. Now we're going to go ahead and Ritual Summon, tributing the Diviner to special summon Conductor of Nephthys. Now, Chainlink 1, Nephthys, Chainlink 2, Diviner. Now, if you've never read Conductor of Nephthys, this card is actually genuinely one of the most insane starter rituals ever printed. It ritual summons a monster, a Nephthys monster from your deck. Just ritual summons it. No tribute fodder, just brings it out, which is ridiculous. And since we tributed Diviner, we're also going to get access to another level 2 tuner, which it cannot be Diviner itself, so it's going to be Earth, which actually isn't too bad because we've seen some OCG builds just play 3 Earth and a few Neptunes and actually have like a very early nice Fibrax engine with it. So that's pretty cool. So now, the Nephthys is going to summon Devotee of Nephthys from the deck, and when this card is ritual summoned, which it was, it summons a Nephthys monster from your deck, but destroy this card during the end of the turn, and that won't matter. So, this one ritual monster, tributing Diviner, has brought 4 monsters on board. Oh boy. I can't wait to see where this goes. Now, we're going to go ahead and link summon using the Conductor and the Devotee to link summon Nephthys, the Sacred Preserver, which is a link 2, so we still haven't broken any restrictions yet. And we're going to activate the first effect. We can add 1 level 8 Winged Beast monster from our deck to our hand. Then we can add back a ritual spell from our graveyard to our hand. So the bird we're going to search is Chaos Nephthys. And then, you know, the ritual spell will add back. It's the only one in there. So next, we're going to link the Gigantic and the Earth, which is a tuner, into everyone's favorite Fibrax. And with Fibrax, we are going to summon Diviner. Still haven't broken restrictions. Next, we are going to go ahead and use the effect, I believe, of Disciple here. And that will give us... No, we're actually using Devotee. So it has a graveyard effect, which, by the way, you can only activate if it's Ritual Summon because it revives itself. If it's in your graveyard, you can destroy a Nephthys card in your hand, Chaos Nephthys, to special summon it out of the graveyard, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's basically it. And then we are going to activate Disciple this time. Going to destroy that. The ritual spell serves no purpose as just destruction fodder now. And we're going to add Matriarch of Nephthys. Now, I might be wondering, why are we adding this? It's a wolf bark. We have not normal summoned yet. So next, we are going to link these two Nephthys into IP Masquerena, which actually needs to be in this zone. I'll move it. Yeah. Nephthys has weird arrows, but now we have IP. Still haven't broken restrictions. And next, we're going to normal summon Matriarch, which can destroy a random card in our hand, which will use a random card to revise any Nephthys from our graveyard. Yeah, it has to be level 4 or lower, but that's fine, because we can't summon anything else. And then we are going to link the link to Nephthys and the Matriarch into Splight Elf. And if anything from this video translates to the actual metagame, it is going to be right here, and you'll see why. So Splight Elf is going to activate, and with it, we are going to revive Splight Blue out of our graveyard. Now, you might be wondering, haven't you already used this? Yes. As a matter of fact, I'm so done with it, I don't want my opponent to use it. So, right here, we are going to make a rank 2. This rank 2 could be many things. It could be Gotchi, if you're that crazy guy who made 3 Gotchis with this deck for no reason. You can make Mannequin Cat, which has really cool targets. But, no, if we're actually expecting a Tier 0 Splight format, I am summoning Crumbled Logos. What this card is, you can target one face-up card on the field. That target's effects are negated, and while that target is on the field, neither player can activate cards with the same name as that card. So guess what I'm targeting? I'm targeting Splight Blue. So my opponent now no longer has access to using Splight Blue at all. That is just not something they are allowed to do. Now I'm not joking when I say that. If we're expecting an actual Tier 0 Splight format, this is a totally possible line any version of the deck is capable of. Because, just so you know, I have yet to break a single thing about the restrictions. I have obeyed every single restriction this deck has given me. So, now I can set this and do whatever with the last 2 random cards. And this is my inboard. And on our opponent's turn, let's see what all the interactions we have. Ooh, boy. So, we can tag Fibrax into Formula Synchron, which not only gets us a draw, but quick syncs into Herald of the Arclight. Now, if the Splight Blue has turned out to not matter at all, that's usually what I'll sync away into Arclight. So we have a new random card in our hand, and we have Arclight on board. But next, we have the Splight Elf, which will revive Diviner. And Diviner, when it's normal or special summon, will dump a fairy from main or extra deck. I will dump Unts, and Unts will target a card on the field and destroy it. And when a card on the field is destroyed, you can banish 1 light and 1 dark from your graveyard to special summon Chaos Nephthys from your hand or graveyard. And when it's special summoned, you target a card your opponent controls and 2 cards in their graveyard, banish them. Then, we can activate IP Masquerena, linking away the Chaos Nephthys, the Diviner, and itself, into a 3 material, Apollosa. And then, we still have Starter. And let's just say, yeah, I want more Spell and Trap negation. Or I could go red, I want more Monster negation. Yeah, this is kind of what I wanted to demonstrate with this deck. You might misunderstand this deck for a bit, and it's totally understandable, but do understand Splight isn't just its own deck. It is a hodgepodge of all different manners of level 2 good stuff, and that can come in many different forms. And here's an example of that. Oh, I forgot to mention, funny little fact, since there's actual ritual stuff in this deck, Arclight gets a search after it negates something. And if you link away the Chaos Nephthys, and this destroys a card on the field when negating it, you can revive Nephthys again. Wait, is that correct? I believe it's only once per turn, never mind. Yeah, it's only once per turn. But anyways, if you do it on your opponent's turn, it's valid. But basically, this is what I wanted to demonstrate. The deck is very, very capable of generating a lot of resources and a lot of disruptions with very little input. And what people might not understand is Splight, despite the fact that it does all these crazy wombo combos, it is very resistant to hand traps. The fact that the rank 2 eliminates Nibiru and Gamma is the lesser of 2 evils. That just means the high impact hand traps, like those 2, don't have an effect. But when it comes to Ash, Ogre, Veiler, Imperm, the deck can play through it like a champ. So much so, I've been recently looking at some OCG deck lists of just... They went from having nearly half their deck hand traps to only a handful because they were so ineffective. So, if you're worried about this deck, it's better off to understand that it's not just this one monstrosity, it is several different monstrosities, and hopefully that can help you like learn to combat or learn to play it when we get it, which should be soon enough. And even if they ban Toad, you can just bounce around different variants, and that's what makes Splight so terrifying. But yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I don't know if I'll do any more Splight combos, because this one was absolutely absurd, and I don't think I'm going to top it in the amount of nonsense. But yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching, and remember, Master Interflex will take your soul.